So Robbie, thank you for joining me here today.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Awesome. All right, well, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Robert Andrews. I'm a freshman applied economics major. I am from Las Vegas, but I came to UOP last semester.
Very cool, very cool. And how are you involved here on campus at UOP?
So in my first semester, I rushed Beta Theta Pi, so I'm a part of Greek Life.
Congratulations.
I'm now a brother. I was a part of ASUOP within 2 weeks of coming to school. I'm a senator at large, and I am chairman of the finance board.
Oh.
So I deal with clubs on a daily basis. I'm the one who does funding for individual clubs.
So I'm sure you get a lot of emails asking for money.
Yeah, of course.
Nice.
But that's my major. That's my career path. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm really happy doing it here. So
absolutely,
can't
absolutely.
complain.
Cool. What else do you do?
So other than that, I'm involved in a few RSOs. So I'm trying to get the commuter lounge RSO off the ground. I'm trying to be a part of rock climbing. I'm trying to be a part of rugby. My time is very scarce here, so
Working some time management skills.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm really trying. I'm taking all those UOP classes for it, but I think once I find out which RSOs are for me, I'll settle down when I'm not a freshman anymore, and I know exactly what it is I'm here to do.
Okay. We were talking about one more thing earlier today. What was it that you were involved in?
Oh, so one of the things last semester that I was involved in, which is kind of related to my work in ASUOP, is the No Man Pen protests.
Tell me a little about that.
I was involved originally. I was just the spray paint guy. Like,
Yeah.
that was my job. When
Yeah.
we were first like, we really need to like finally stand up against the administration. I was just the one who had nice handwriting.
Nice.
And they gave me spray paint, so I did it.
Nice.
It was great, and after we got some support, after we got a lot of reactions, we felt that, okay, now is the perfect time to
Take
make
action.
an event,
Yeah.
take action, exactly. So I called up the group, I said, I'm making a Facebook event, here are the details, here's what's going on, here's the time and place, here are the rules, peaceful obviously,
Of course.
and long story short, the protest happened, and I think it was a great success.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing the rocks way back when, seeing like the paper, and it was really good. It was a nice peaceful protest, but like kind of like, sticking it to them. It was good.
Yeah,
I
it was.
really liked it.
It was really fun. I think it was probably one of the most special moments about being at UOP was having everybody there.
Yeah.
Everyone united.
I would
the
say it was
same
great.
reason. I'm
Yeah.
glad you were there.
Yeah.
It means a lot, actually.
It was a good time. It was good seeing
And-
everyone there together, so unified, all as one. Working for the same cause. It's great.
It really made UOP feel like home.
Absolutely.
When I got here, I wasn't really sure what it was going to be like. I was really happy that I met a bunch of great people in ASUOP and Beta. I was ecstatic about that. And when I started learning more about the university itself and the administration, the past, what's happened in the last few years based on budget cuts, increased tuition, housing conditions, a bunch of other issues that I not only heard students complaining about, but I heard the faculty complaining about.
Yeah.
And I think it's when we saw the no confidence from the faculty that it was really just sealed in my brain. Even if I'm new here, this is my home.
Things had to happen.
It needs to change.
Yeah.
It can't be this way for the next 4 years of my life. So why not? Why not throw my hat in the ring?
Yeah,
and see
not only
if we
did you do
can
it for
make a
yourself, you
change?
did it for everyone here.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Of course.
So recently, I don't know if you saw, we got an email saying that Pam was going to be retiring. How do you feel about that?
So I was really shocked when I saw that. I was literally at a loss for words as I am now. It was very crazy. For me, it felt like we had come full circle. It's exactly what the faculty wanted. It's exactly what students had been calling for many reasons.
Yeah.
The reason it was a shock to me, despite how many people were on board with it, is that we had met as senators in ASUOP with the president a week prior to that, less than a week prior to that. And during the meeting, she talked about the future of the university. I was very excited with the progress that had been made since the protests, the fact that we were now in contact with the Board of Regents. I was having meetings with the president and the Board of Regents, something that never happened before.
Yeah. You had meetings with her, and tell me about that.
Oh yeah, so one of the events that we had as a protest was, I think on election day. We all went to the president's office hours. I don't know why she held office hours at a time where you're either off campus or have class on election day. One day where you shouldn't be on campus. The one day that you have a very good excuse to be off campus.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why too. So in response to that, we had the entirety of her office hours filled up constantly with students talking to her.
Nice.
And when I was talking to her, I got a lot of answers I didn't like, got a lot of answers I really did like. Once again, I was always 50-50 on what she was doing. But when I looked at it objectively as a student, it was always down to tuition, housing, budget cuts for my department.
Yeah.
All three of those she does negatively. All three of those, I think any student on this campus can say they've been negatively impacted by Pamela Ibeck and her administration. So from there, regardless of the great things that I think the administration was doing, is capable of doing, it wasn't working. And obviously something needed to change. I'm really happy that something has.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're all so happy about this. We're so passionate about this change that's happened. So, like, but what made you so passionate about this? What made you decide that I'm going to be the one that takes action here? I'm going to make this change?
I don't think there's anything special about me for it. I think it was just my prior experience. I've been involved in public speaking. I've been involved in politics my entire life. It's something that I love. I love to be involved.
Yeah.
Which was my plan when I got here. Be involved. Do something that matters. Make a difference. Have an impact. All of those pointed towards this. It was, can't just leave this at rocks.
Yeah.
We can't just leave this as, oh, you covered up our rocks when we were protesting you. That's messed up. You shouldn't have done that.
It's policy.
It's, here's the policy. Here's how you screwed up. Here's the consequences.
Yeah.
Please accept them. And when they don't, when they make excuses, when they avoid the question, when they dodge chances at communication, it only serves to make what could have just been rocks into protests that led to a retirement, that led to tuition decreases, obviously not by as much as I'd like, as my peers would like, but it's something, and I'm hoping for a lot more in the coming years.
That's great. I'm glad to hear it. So, if the new president that we're going to be getting next year, if they were to be watching this, what's one thing you'd like to say to them that they can improve on, they can make a change?
So I think the new president is really in a good stance. I think they only have to do a few things for them to not end up like the last president. And that's talk to students before you make giant decisions that affect them financially, socially, affects where they sleep at night, their housing, their day-to-day activities in Greek life. Like, if you're going to be impacting all of those things negatively and not explain why, or even talk to them, maybe you should open up communication. Maybe you should explain why you have to make tough choices.
Yeah.
Because your job's probably hard.
Yeah.
That's a warning to whoever's the next president. It's a hard job. There's a lot that has to be done. There's a lot of flack that you can get because you have to make a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
But when students are just asking for transparency, and they're just asking for how much it's going up. Tell us before we enroll here how much our tuition is going to increase. Tell us before we buy into housing that Calaveras is going to be breaking down. Tell us why Greek life is getting the cold shoulder, or why numbers are going down when regulations are going up on Greek life from the university. There's impacts to every single decision that they make, and students are never going to be okay with those impacts unless they feel it's justified.
So not only think about how the students are affected, but also think about like opening up to the students and letting them talk to you about the issues that they have.
Not even just thinking about the idea of what a student will react. Think about what they're actually going to say to you. Go to one. Talk to somebody. Hey, tuition were to increase, how would that impact your livelihood?
Absolutely.
Does that affect your decision to stay at UOP? Does that affect your decision to switch schools for a different major? Now that your department's getting a 15 to 10 to 6% budget cut, whatever the number is, that's a large percentage. Is that going to affect what your major is? Is that going to affect you coming to UOP? Those questions were never asked before it happened. They tell us that it's for the better, the university is going to be better because of it. Once you get out of school, you're going to have great chances at getting a job. Okay. Then explain why our retention rates are so low. And if they're so low, basically what you're telling me is that I have to suffer through all the decisions you made without my say in it. And I have to say thank you to all of those negatives just because I'm going to wind up with a job. From a degree that is getting less valuable the more you cut my department. I don't know, there's a lot of problems with the university currently. There's a lot that can be solved. The president needs to choose exactly which ones she's going to focus on, the ones that she can have student input in, and I think she needs to do a good job at them. I think she needs to invest time and invest money into things that students value, that her administration values. And if she's going to keep changing what that is, like the current administration, we're going to never get anywhere.
So you've definitely done a lot of good for us on campus, and we really appreciate what you have
Thank
done
you.
for the No Impact campaign. But if you had the opportunity for if this issues came up again, what would you have done differently? Like, what kind of change would you add, or like something like that?
That's a good question. I think the biggest thing I would have done differently is making it more aware to the Board of Regents that ASUOP and the protests are very different things.
Yeah.
I was involved in both.
Mhm.
I was writing resolutions for ASUOP at the time I was also protesting, so
Yeah.
I can see how they align themselves.
Mhm.
But when you have ASUOP, when you have senators who represent hundreds, thousands of people
Yeah.
and their interests all voting and putting out resolutions by myself to say, we condemn the president for this, we condemn the university for breaking their code of free speech
Yeah.
for these reasons, and I listed them all out. If the Senate agrees with that, if all of ASUOP is enforcing those as now our public statements, the Board of Regents should take that more seriously. I think that a lot of times they just equate ASUOP with student protests.
Yeah.
I wish I had drawn a better line between those two,
Mhm.
and I really just wish I had gotten my resolutions out there a little more. I don't
Yeah.
think students saw them, which is fine.
Yeah.
I think the Board of Regents did.
Mhm.
I think in one of our last emails, Kevin Huber, the chair again, he addressed one of my resolutions. I think it was
Really?
Senate Bill 04, and nobody knows what that is.
Unfortunately.
So exactly, so he's responding to something, but students aren't even made aware of it,
Mhm.
which means ASUOP isn't doing its job.
Yeah.
I'm not doing my job the way I should have been doing, and I don't know. I feel like we lost a lot of ground if
Yeah.
all of the work that an entire organization was doing
Yeah.
against the administration and for the protests was swept under the rug because of the more public things. It probably should have been more ASUOP centered. I think that that organization has the power to make a lot of changes on campus and do
Yeah.
a lot of good.
Mhm.
I've seen what it can do,
Yeah.
and I don't think we used it as well as we should have. Just in fear that because we're student-based and we're a part of the university,
Yeah.
that protesting the university we receive funding from and have advisors from,
Yeah.
it's a little awkward. Like, I have to talk to the administrator supervisors that I have and explain, like, yeah, this poster is against your branch of this university. Like, it's just, it's kind of uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but I think it definitely needed to happen.
Mhm.
And honestly, I'm just glad the Board of Regents ended up seeing it.
Yeah.
But if we're going to talk about transparency in the university, ASUOP has to have the same transparency.
Absolutely.
I don't think we did at the time. I think we're definitely making improvements to that.
Yeah.
We have, like, we've made improvements to that,
Mhm.
but at the time, that was something I did regret.
Okay. Well, it seems like you've learned a lot, but that's a good thing because now next time something else we're overcome, you're gonna come back even stronger than ever.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm glad to know that we have you on our side. So thank you so much for coming in. It's a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you.